Hey there, Evil X's. Are you ready to rock? I am. Here's this week's comic reviews. They're brought to you by my own comic book, Red Knight. I write it, create it, and it's drawn by the wonderful J.C. Grande. There's also two fantastic origin backup stories of other characters. It's only $3 on my Etsy.com shop, my EtsyShop.com, whatever. Check out the link below. And also, Lindsay, the wonderful girl who shoots all these videos and makes this plush doll right here. She needs your help with her IndieGoGo page. She's doing a fundraising for her convention and show appearances. Please help her out. If you can't help her out, at least share the link. Check it out below. Now, comic book reviews, and what we have here is Daredevil by, let's see, Daredevil 17 by Mark Waid, Mike Allred, and Laura Allred doing the colors. Now, last we left Daredevil, he was fired by Foggy because Foggy looked through his stuff and found, well, his dad's skull and gloves. So that's not good. Now, you can imagine, Shadowland was just like, I don't know, what, a year, maybe less than a year in this continuity. So he's been kind of like worried that Matt's going to flip out again. I mean, he does, like every couple of years. He has like another mental breakdown. I mean, who doubt? I mean, even Matt right here goes, you know what? That's completely understandable. Now, I really like the fact that we have a more level-headed Daredevil these days, instead of flipping out and going emo and crazy and, you know, hard-boiled kind of fake Frank Miller, you know, angsty shit. It's like, he really is like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I don't blame him. Let me just find out who framed me. Let's see, but mostly this issue is a flashback to a fight with Stiltman, which he attacked Foggy and Matt back before I think Foggy knew that Matt was Daredevil. What we get is a really exciting fight. Even, yeah, it's Stiltman, and we still managed to get this really fun fight that takes him and Stiltman and Daredevil all throughout the city, nearly killing Matt in the river. Even saving Foggy, who actually, Stiltman was supposed to be a diversion, so he figures it out. Now, what this was connected to was an inventor, by the way. It was involving a case they were doing, and this inventor had developed a machine that could let you see images on video, and they show Matt, his father, boxing, and it's a really touching scene, actually. It's really lovely and well done. At the end, when we flash back to the present, Matt decides, you know, I'm going to figure out who framed me, who's playing tricks. Let me see, who knows I'm Daredevil? Oh, everyone. All right. He's got a lot to kind of ground to cover here. Great comic. I love it. 5 RAM chips. This is the best comic on the market right now. The only problem with this issue is Mike Allred isn't sticking around. He's doing one and done, and he's going to go do FF. Hunt this down. It's great. Now we go to Captain Marvel #2. And I've been thinking, you know, I've been comparing, like, Carol Danvers to Green Lantern lately. I've made, you know, because they both, you know, they're both pilots and superheroes with intergalactic kind of connections and stuff like that. They both had drinking problems and, you know, big downfalls and stuff like that, and they've comebacks. And also, you know, I think if this keeps up, if Marvel seems to be pushing this character in the right way, she could actually turn into their Wonder Woman, because they kind of don't have that character over in Marvel. You know, there's been occasional, like, oh, kind of Storm maybe is, or She-Hulk, or Invisible Woman. Like, no, nobody really kind of fits that bill. But she does. This issue is by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Dexter Soy. Now, last issue, Carol had decided to take up the mantle of Captain Marvel, and at the same time, one of her heroes, her pilot heroes, Helen Cobb, had passed away. Now, she is looking at Helen's plane, and she decides to take it out. And she relays this story about how she was trapped on this island years ago, maybe during the war or something, like maybe the big World War II or something like that, and was able to fly herself out. Anyway, she takes it out because she really does she really does kind of envy the fact that it's something really complicated. Yeah, she could fly faster than the speed of light practically by herself, but she preferred. She really loves the art of flying a plane. It's just one of those things that, you know, you have to be a pilot, I guess, to understand. But she kind of misses that. Like, she can't really do it without being, you know, there's no danger, there's no excitement in it. And let's see, she's flying that plane to maybe get in kind of in touch with it, and then something happens, a big flash, and, you know, she apparently crashes and wakes up on this island, which she's surrounded by guys who look like Japanese soldiers from World War II, and at first her thought is, oh man, are you guys thinking it's still the war? Which would be weird, because that'd be 70 years. You'd think, like, after they grow old, they go, you know, maybe this war isn't happening anymore. She wakes up and she sees this installation here, and she is, they're her captive. Well, what's funny is she's being taken captive, but she's really not paying attention so much. I mean, she could waste them easily, but she's kind of just more curious about what's going on. If she goes with them, she can see what's going on. And then she's sort of rescued by this battalion of female soldiers. I think they're calling themselves the Banshees, and, you know, this is kind of a cool, like, action shot of them attacking. She joins them, and after they start sneaking off into the woods. One of them mentions something about prowlers, and she's not sure what the hell that means, until a prowler shows up, and it's a spaceship. And she decides, like, you know what, I'm really worried about mucking with time, but you know what, the heck with that, you know, and then she, like, jumps into action. So, wow, what a really great issue. I did fear for a couple of issues that it was going to be similar to issue 1, which was a very introspective issue, kind of character issue, and I was like, oh man, are we going to do like 6 issues before we get to a real story? And I was like, no, we're jumping right into it. Really fun, really exciting. I also like Soy's art a little bit better in this issue. I'm not sure if he just got better or I just got more used to the art style. I'm not sure just yet, but it did look better to me anyway. Also, maybe, I do think maybe Soy, I do have this theory that Soy wasn't totally sure how Carol looked, because I think there was probably some last-minute decisions on, you know, her exact look, so maybe he played it loose and rough, I don't know, but it does look clearer, I think, and more crisp, actually. Pretty exciting stuff. Hey, we got a time travel World War II story. Not bad. 5 RAM chips, I highly recommend this book. I think it's the second best Marvel book going on right now, behind Daredevil. These are great books. Love them. Keep buying them. 5 RAM chips for both. Now, here's the big giant crossover, X-Men versus Avengers, Avengers versus X-Men. By everybody who's ever worked at Marvel, Jason Aaron, Brian Michael Bendis. Actually, for fun, let's read this credit incorrectly. It's by Jason, Matt, Aaron, Fraction, Brian, and Michael, Jonathan, Bendis, Hickman, Ed. Oh, Brubaker. Well, hey, Ed, you got your name correct anyway. Ed Brubaker did the script on this one. Adam Kubrick did the pencils. And last we left off, Cyclops shows up to get Hope out of the Kung Fu village that they were all hiding out in. We get more action, and we get to see Magneto and Emma Frost have a scene together, and we get a hint that Magneto really isn't totally been cool with this whole Phoenix 5 thing. So it looks like, you know, to be honest, I mean, come on, it's Magneto. There's no way he would be their butler, for God's sakes. Anyway, Cyclops is constantly fighting everybody, and we have this huge, like, epic shot here of him using his powers. And then Hope realizes that she can, like, you know, use powers, you know, like from dragons. Right here, she spits green laser beam fire stuff. And she sends Cyclops away. She teleports him to the moon. So it looks like she's really gaining power. So it looks like the Avengers really does have an ace up their sleeve now, and Magneto is trying to call Charles. So, wonder where this is going. Not bad altogether. I'm going to give it 4 round chips. Pretty good. And last we left Adventure Time. This is issue 6. Now, this is, I think, a couple of weeks ago. I haven't picked up this issue, so my apologies for a late issue. This one was written by Ryan North and Shelley Polarline and Brandon Lamb. And there was also a backup story, Level 99, by Andy Clark. And this is a time travel story, kind of, sort of, where Bubblegum Princess invents a time machine that takes you all the way back to when the time machine was invented. So at first, it just takes you back a few seconds. And the more time goes by, the more you go back. But it's sort of like, it gets explained right here. It's not like you run into yourself. It's sort of like, kind of like doing a do-over, really. And Jake thinks this is awesome, so he wants to do it again, and he wants to keep correcting mistakes and just excuses to go back in time and correct mistakes. So he just does it and does it and does it, much to the princess's disgust. She even does a Hulk smash reference here, which is hilarious. And then, of course, Level 99 is the backup story, and of course, we have a Lord of the Rings kind of reference here. This is an adorable book. I love it. If you like Adventure Time, I highly recommend it. And they do a really good job. I mean, it really does feel like that kind of world. You can almost see, like, some of these stories be part of, that series, I think. So I highly recommend it. If you can find it, I think you should get it. This is 5 round chips. I think that's it for now, so push the button, Lindsay.